Hey guys, as I said in the last video, there's going to be a little bit different content coming to you this week, which leads me to this. This is something I started, I think when I was a senior in high school, and it's just something that never got completely finished. Wired it all up, strung it up. It played really good, but I just never completely got like the, switch is not even mounted inside the guitar. There's just a bunch of things that need to be finished on this. That way I can actually enjoy this. And I want to get rid of the chrome hardware, put black hardware on. I'll give you guys a closer look and tell you what the plan is for this thing. Before we get started on this video, please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like this type of content. Also, there's a lot of car videos that I do as well, restoring cars and trucks and all that stuff. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's plenty more videos to come. I try to upload at least once a week, and I'm trying to do more frequently than that. So if you would please subscribe, I really appreciate it. Okay, this was originally purchased as one of those like DIY kits. It comes, completely already cut out. You have your spot for your pickups already routed out of there. So everything's ready to go. The only thing you really have to worry about is getting the neck put on correctly. So again, everything on this, as far as I could tell, was completely assembled correctly, even when I was back in high school, believe it or not. So things that I want to do for this is get rid of the chrome hardware, put black on there. I want to get rid of these two pickups and put more of like a sealed type pickup in. Obviously I'll have to get the switch completely mounted in. And then oil the fretboard up. The neck, obviously all the way down to the body of the guitar here, I want it to be black. I want to get rid of this primer looking color. And then obviously the hardware up at the top here also will be black. The other thing is, if you're wondering about this paint job here, this has like a textured finish to it, which I'm actually a fan of. This was dipped, so essentially you take a large container, put a few different things inside the water, put some different types of paint on the top of the surface, dip the entire guitar in there, and it just comes out looking beautiful like this. I have another guitar that I'll be doing that'll be showing you that process, so we'll get to that in a later video, but I'm going to keep this body looking exactly like this. All right, we're going to start by disassembling this entire thing, getting all the wiring out of it, getting all of the hardware off of it, pickups out of it and everything, tuners off of it obviously, and then we're going to start working on getting this neck black. So let's get started. Before we get started on any of that, we're going to take a swig of this Mountain Dew. Alright guys, as you can see, we got everything apart here. We're going to go ahead and leave those in because obviously the body is staying the same. If you had to pull them out, you would obviously just thread this part back in here. That way you can use something to help pry that up out of there, but just make sure that you don't cause any damage to the wood when you get these out. We went ahead and just cut these volume pots off. I don't know if I'll end up reusing those or not. They're probably pretty cheap since they're in that kit. We're going to start by sanding off all of this clear that we stuck on the back of this back when I was in high school. And then we'll get it painted black. I think it'll look a lot better. Alright, so I'm just kind of going around the neck here and masking off the body. You want to make sure that you don't cause any damage to the finish on the body, because again, we're just painting the neck part of it. So even before sanding or anything, just go ahead and mask it off. That way you don't get any scratch marks on the body. I use automotive tape here by 3M. You can use probably painter's tape or whatever you want, but I feel like this automotive tape is just a little bit tackier and it sticks to the body a lot better. All right, so we're gonna try hitting this at first with 120 grit. All right, so I hit it with the 120 and then went back and refined it a little bit with the 240. So now we're just gonna go back through here, make sure everything is nice and smooth. We're gonna go ahead and mask off the entire body, mask off around the fretboard, and then we'll get ready to put some primer on this thing. I went through and just felt with my hand and your hand will be better at feeling imperfections than your eyes can see them. So just go through and make sure you feel the entire thing. If there's any rough spots, then go ahead and hit those again with some 240 grit. Make sure everything's nice and smooth. All right guys, we just shot our second coat of primer on here. You can see how smooth it is already. The little indentions up here, obviously that's just from where your tuners are gonna be, and just from how hard you have to clamp them down on the wood. Obviously it's gonna make some indentations. That stuff I'm obviously not worried about because the tuners will be blocking that. Okay, so it is the next day. We're gonna go ahead and hit this primer with some 320 grit. We're just gonna go ahead and dry sand it. So we're gonna do the entire neck of this, and then we'll be ready to prep it up for the gloss black. It's time to lay down this gloss black. This is actually a tractor paint. It's all I had laying around here. And actually last time I used it, it made a pretty smooth finish. So we're gonna go ahead and use it again. All right, so here's the finish we're dealing with right now. This is our first layer of base coat. Then obviously you have several days of drying time and then sanding and then putting clear coat on and everything like that. All right, so this is the finish we have right now. This is with 2 coats of clear on it. Of course, you can go through and all the ripply orange peel looking stuff. You can go ahead and wet sand that down to get it nice and smooth. Another thing I want to talk to you about is that I ordered some pickups from Amazon. They came in, and for whatever reason, they have hot glue like melted all over them. I don't know if it's just like a lack of packaging because they were literally just in a box left on my doorstep. And there's like no kind of protection inside the box. It's literally just in a plastic bag. So they've completely melted and there's hot glue like just everywhere. It's horrible. So not too happy about that, but we're gonna see if we can make it right with them and see if they can send us some more pickups, because these are actually pretty highly reviewed pickups as far as the reviews go on Amazon. So for right now, until this paint cures and everything and we can all buff it all down, and then the hardware will come in, but that's gonna be it for today's video. Also, really quickly, I wanna show you another project that we'll be starting very soon as well. The project is a Les Paul style guitar. It's another one that I also started back probably when I was 19. So it was like after high school, but still another project I've got going, and I'm gonna finish it as well. But I'm going to sand it completely down so I can show you guys like the hydro dipping process of how I like to paint my guitars. Sorry I wasn't able to play for you guys. Obviously I wanted to have the guitar completely done, but obviously there was a speed bump. So once all the parts for this guitar come in, we're gonna throw it together on the next video, and then I promise you guys I'll be playing some music for you.